Hello. During this informative presentation, I will be discussing social media and its impact on our youth. Technology is constantly evolving right in front of our eyes, and social media, in particular, is a part of our everyday life. There are innumerable ways of socialization within peer groups and countless ways to communicate and share information with others. Most social media websites offer communication through use of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. With so many avenues of sharing and receiving information, how does social media affect and influence our youth? In fact, statistics show that 85% of parents of youth ages 13 to 17 report their child has a social networking account. Should certain limitations be set for children and adolescents in utilizing social media because of negative use and dangerous encounters? In short, yes. It is imperative for parents to be aware of what their children and preteens are doing and what they can be exposed to. Parents should proactively address what is happening and make efforts to prevent a negative outcome. During this informative presentation, we learned objectives of what to get from this is basically social media, the fueling impact on a positive and negative note. Discuss cyberbullying and sexual predators, as well as parents' roles, just being an adult role in social media. The visual that I have in front of you is to show, as we say, a vintage social networking. The way we used to network before the internet became to be. The internet, if you think, is relatively new, and each day there are new apps and ways of using it to interact with others. So there are bound to be some issues. But just think, just 10 to 20 years ago, children didn't have all of this exposure to everything that the internet offers. Nowadays, our children and adolescents are exposed to so much on social media. And in this visual, it shows how much we have evolved with technology, with the internet. YouTube was just a window. Facebook was an address book. Your Skype was a telephone. And Instagram are pictures in a frame. It's amazing just how much technology has evolved. Social media can provide a platform for vulnerable children to be taken advantage of by peers and strangers alike. One of the downsides is how children and adolescents can use electronic media in ways that can be embarrassing, harassing, and threatening to their peers. This new form of aggression is called cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and reach a kid even when he or she is alone. It can happen any time of the day or night. But statistics show that only 7% of U.S. parents are worried about cyberbullying, even though 33% of teenagers have been victims of cyberbullying. And with this kind of internet aggression, the results can mentally and emotionally affect children and adolescents in the long term. As with any type of bullying, the aggressor may fall into more trouble or engage in wider ranges of violent acts. And on the other side, the young victim can fall into a deep depression that can lead into youth suicide. It's bad enough children and adolescents have to deal with cyberbullying and harassment from their peers, but they also can become targets of complete strangers. Far too many children and adolescents are lured by sexual predators. Statistics show 65% of online sex offenders use the victim's social networking site to gain home and school information about the victim. This can unfortunately result in sexual abuse by a stranger they have come to trust, or pornography that can be shared online to exploit the child. With information on our location so easily accessible on social media, it is not hard to understand how a predator could wind up lurking around school, playgrounds, or neighborhoods for their next victim. Although there can be negative occurrences, some would say it provides a positive way to stay connected with peers from school, church groups, and sports teams. Others claim that it also provides opportunities for youth to connect with other diverse backgrounds or to share their interests in music, art, and games. It's always good to think before you interact with social media. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? We as adults, as well as children, need to take a step back and think about that before we add anything to the internet, because once it's out there, it's very hard to get back. The reality is we can't be with our children and adolescents every waking moment. Technology is in the palm of our hand with constant access to social media. It seems that children and adolescents have more tech devices than adults. And it's unthinkable in today's society that a child or teenager would not have a phone, an iPad, or a laptop. It would be nearly unheard of to find someone without a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube page. Which brings me to a point of how technology and social media can influence and have certain effects on children and adolescents. As we come to realize, technology and social media is not going anywhere. It's continuously evolving. Its impact on our children and adolescents depends on how we educate them about making the right decisions in life in general. And we should pay attention to our own actions as adults, as we are big influencers in our youth's lives as well. As parents and protectors, it is important to make a commitment in becoming familiar with the technology our children are using, and always take initiative in knowing what they are involved in. Social media could be such a fueling impact in youth everyday life. It is the way they communicate. It's the way they reach out to their peers. It is the way, basically, is a way of life. Thank you.
bigger